Good morning, evening, afternoon, something. It's actually 2:45 a.m. here in Florida, and I just finished writing Messenger! That's the face every author makes when they finish writing the first draft of a book. So yeah, first draft there. I hope that was special for you. I don't normally stay up all night writing. I just go to work at 5 in the morning. So sometimes I sleep during the day and write at night because no one disturbs me. And my dog may spontaneously come off of my bed and walk in here and make an appearance. So if you're looking for Phineas from the summer I gave up boys, he may or may not come in. But anyway, more important things. Messenger. Okay. So now that I have the first draft finished, I can finally pick a release date, and it is going to be released on November 1st. That is firm. It still has to be edited. There's quite a bit of editing to be done. These books always take a while for me to edit, and then I need to have everyone else go through them. And let me just tell you, Messenger exploded. I don't even know what happened, but it is so long. Right now the word count is at 173,000 words. To put that in perspective for you, Guardian was 126,000 words, and Protector was 120. So it is literally like 60,000 words more than those two. So it will be worth the wait. I certainly hope so. So it will be released on November 1st. I already contacted the cover designer about the cover. I'm hoping to have that so I can do a reveal around October 1st-ish. She's getting it to me next month in September. So that's kind of the business details. And this is the third book in the Fallen Chronicles. There's one more book after this. So this is preceding like the climax. There's one more book. And then this series is concluded and completely done. I'm hoping to have the next book out next spring. Hopefully nothing backfires on that the way it did with Messenger, since this was supposed to be released in the summertime, and obviously that did not happen. So, about Messenger, I'm going to warn you right now, I'm really excited to share some of the details with you, so if you want to be amazed and astounded by everything that happens in the book, stop watching. Just stop right now. And also excuse all of this. My video. I didn't clean my house, and I'm totally wearing pajama pants underneath, so I'm sure you all wanted to know that, but I mean, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so what can I say? About Messenger. Alright, so if you want to be surprised, just stop watching. So Messenger starts out with Aubrey. If you have been paying attention to basically Guardian and then the end of Protector, since there's 2 books, can't have a prelude to Guardian, but you'll see there was a flash of Izzy at the end of Guardian, and then there was a flash of Aubrey, who is the main character of Messenger, at the end of Protector. And so obviously there is a flash of who is in the 4th book at the end of Messenger. It is in there. And oh my gosh, the 4th book, you guys. I'm like already moved on in my excitement to that one. You'll never there's a little bit of a twist in that one, so you will not be prepared for it at all. But Aubrey is very different. Messenger and the 4th book are going to be just very different as far as the characters compared to Guardian and Protector. Lila and Izzy were kind of these, they already had like a pre-established faith, I almost want to say. In the 4th book, that's kind of the case, but they're these naturally like sweet girls, I guess you could say, kind of passive, and because it went with the theme of the book, Guardian, Protector. That was what the angel that came into their lives, that was what they needed. Whereas Messenger, you can see that's not kind of like a protection, big alpha male kind of type theme. It's a message, and I'm going to tell you the name of the angel. I think it's fairly obvious if you've been following like my theme. Obviously, Gabriel is Messenger angel. I think that was a given, so sorry if that kind of spoiled something for you. So Gabriel is very different from Raphael and Michael, simply by virtue of being what Aubrey needs, and then also he is not a first. All the firsts are the oldest angels on earth and stuff, and so they are kind of, very morally upright. Gabriel's not corrupt or anything like that, but he is going to be a much younger angel, and so that kind of translates into his behavior as a fallen. He's younger, he's kind of hot-headed and stuff, and that goes along with Aubrey, because she is worlds different from Lila and Izzy. I mean, she is more the type of character that I write about, like Lo from The Lightwood Legacy and Kalia from The Summer I Gave Up Boys. She has a mouth on her, and she will tell you what she's thinking. And with Messenger, I kind of took a little bit of a branch out into a little bit more of a fantasy kind of thing, and I stress to all of you, at the end of the day, these books are fiction. Nothing about them I claim to be real. They are fiction. It is just a fantastical story. I used to be homeschooled, and there were books that my mom didn't want me to read when I was younger, and so I just wanted to write something that was clean and with a basis, you know, of angels that started out rooted in fact. But then I kind of tweaked it, and it is all fiction, and I especially stress that with Messenger, because Aubrey, what her problems are and everything like that is very different, and it's kind of a line out, and it's much more fantastical and on the mythic side of things, and so I kind of let my imagination run wild with her story. And then the fourth book kind of falls back, I would say, into the genre of leaving definite things ambiguous as far as heaven and hell and God and everything like that. But Aubrey, basically, she was in New York last time we saw her, near Athalia's house, and they pulled her up off the street, and so her story starts with her leaving New York, and she boards a bus, and she's been, like, basically a runaway ever since she was young. She's also a little bit older than Lila and Izzy. She's 25, compared to them being, like, high school age. And so, I'm, like, sinking down in my chair, sorry. So she basically gets on a bus and randomly picks her next destination, and it is Columbus, Ohio, obviously. And so on that bus is Gabriel, and that's where they kind of meet. And so because of this thing that she has that's fantastical that I'm not really going to tell you about, or wait, no, I put it in the blurb. She suffers from, like, visions. Why and how they came to her and stuff is all revealed in the book. I won't tell you any of that. But basically she has supernatural visions of heaven and hell and other angels and stuff like that. And so one of them comes to her and says that they have information about where Athalia is and why St. James sold his soul. So she kind of accidentally leaks this, and so all of a sudden the Fallen find out, Gabriel finds out, and Raphael and Michael and everyone, and Damien finds out as well. And so Aubrey, who has suffered from these visions and doesn't really understand what they are, what they're doing, finds herself caught in the middle of this big battle, where Gabriel and the Fallen want this information so they can protect Athalia and fight against St. James, whereas Damien wants this information for St. James so that he can find Athalia, and Athalia can give St. James her light so he can become a Fallen. And so she's caught in the middle of this, and she, because of her visions and because of what happened to give her those visions and her past, why she's a runaway basically, all kind of, you know, she doesn't trust either one of them, and she, you know, doesn't want to help any of them, because to find out this information, she basically has to take a step toward her visions and sort of embrace them, and she does not want to do that. She just wants to be left alone. And so that's kind of how it all unfolds. Her and Gabriel are just magic together. I can't even not... The current book that I'm writing is always probably going to be my favorite. They're going to be my favorite characters of the moment and stuff, and I will always say that this book is my favorite, whichever one I'm currently working on or finishing. But going back and rereading some of the scenes that I have written for them, I mean, they will amuse you. In this book you can see there are definitely going to be more laughs, there's a little bit more sarcasm, it's a bit of a drier edge, there's some comic relief, and it is really good. I will say it's a little bit darker, it's a little bit deeper than the other two books, but I hope you'll think like I do that it is really good, and the characters are really amazing. And I love the way that they play off one another, and the way that Gabriel and Aubrey just, what they are to each other, and stuff like that, and the stuff that she has to go through. It's so amazing. I just love it. I just love it. Finishing book face. So, teasers. I was thinking that maybe I would read one aloud to you, but then again, I don't know. Some people were telling me about this website that you can make teasers on, so hopefully I'll have prettier teasers for you. but since it's actually finished early, I have a problem with finishing books on time. And then like the week before I release, I'm like, oh, teasers. So hopefully I'll be able to pull up some for you. I was thinking of sharing the introduction part. You know, all these books start with like an introduction about, you know, a little blurb from them looking back in retrospect, I would say. You know, like at the beginning of Lila's book, thinking her life wouldn't change forever, but it did. And then Izzy thinking she would never have anyone to protect her, but she does now. I can't remember what the last line of her book is. I don't know. I forget things about my own books all the time. I'm just like, I go back and reread them and I'm like, did I really write that part? I don't know. It's weird. Writers are weird. What can I say? So I'll have some teasers for you. I don't know. I was thinking that I would read the first chapter aloud to you, make a video of myself doing it right before the book came out so we could read the first chapter together. I know. Wild. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. Anyway, so that's kind of all I have to tell you for now, and I have to go get ready for work, much as I would like to stay in all day and just write, because now I'm really anxious to work on book 4. But that's kind of all I have to say. So, I hope you're really excited. I'm super excited to be done. I've literally put aside everything to finish this book, and sorry that this video is a little bit late. You should automatically assume that if I say I'm going to share something that day, it's probably going to be 2 days later. I got a little ahead of myself in this one scene. Aubrey and Gabriel were not wanting to go gently in the night. They didn't want their story to be finished, I guess. But I conquered over them. I beat them back, and they are finished. Just waiting to be edited. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're excited, and I can't wait to share the cover with you. I've already got like an idea in my head of what I want. Hopefully it will translate well. Regina of May I Design, she is amazing. So usually what I have in my head, she takes it and makes it even better. So it will be amazing. I've already done some research for it, so I hope you're really excited for that. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off because I've just been saying I'm excited for the past like 30 seconds. So have a good night, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you, and I'll be back with more news later.